All right, we are at it every single day, so nobody forgets. It's very, very important that we do not divert the attention on things that mean no good for us. Short lived scenarios, we don't want any of that. We are making sure our helping hands and manpower, CIA, FBI, police, NSA, military, border patrol, we're all building with detainees in corrections. This builds trust. This builds healthy habits, totally away from crime and all that toxic habit that they created themselves on their alone time. Now is a chance to make a real difference, to make crime completely, permanently erased. You build for the detainees first. You get funded with each project. They want to keep living in that big home. They keep building side by side with us for the rest of the community and then on to our neighbor countries, because their health is a reflection of our health. Everything in front of you, their health is a reflection of your health. All right? So always stay focused. Always follow mandatory healthcare guidelines by law, increasing those wages every 3 months. The healthiest way to go about it, every staff member pays $10, $20 for a guaranteed wage increase every 3 months. That is mandatory. We do not want people out here handling our food sick and they can't even afford a healthy living. We don't want people out here in our malls or public events sick and everybody carrying different strains of immunity, and then we all get sick and but they looked fine around us. And then somebody catches meningitis and then their limbs are gone. And that didn't have to happen. Now elderlies have heart disease. They're suffering strokes, heart attacks every other year, every other month, when they don't have to go through that. There's cancer, and they don't have to have cancer. Nobody has to have cancer. We all have to eat every single day. Also the animals. It's important to take care of our animals and sea and land, and also their surroundings. The surroundings, and becoming careless knowing it's a humongous world. Not even every military branch in the world, government agency in the world can grasp and fathom how big and humongous the world is, and they're just little specks of not even a percentage of the population of the world. So we need everybody on the same page. Caring for the animals, making sure they're healthy, making sure their foods are replanted on land and sea, cared for. They have to eat every day. There's tons of work to be done. And that explains why people are catching diseases, right? Because they're straying away. They want to go make desk money. They want to go do this labor work, right? But dude, it's an equal, healthy balance that you have to follow, or we all get sick and contaminated with disease. We eat animals. We eat harvest. So that becomes in our DNA. And that's why people get heart disease and get all of these illnesses. It's very, very simple. All of these tasks that we come out for is for healthcare. At this point, you're not even like initiating public safety, right? If other people are out here that can't afford a healthy living. It's very, very important that you understand why we spread the good word in such ways, through media outlets, through the internet. But in real life, you're a helping hand, increasing those wages, spreading the good word, acts of kindness. Do something nice for the community and a person, families, every turn, God every turn. Accumulate these healthy habits. And as time goes by, you built that great equity and you don't ever see any crime or bullshit ever again. This is why all drugs and healing plants, foods and vegetables, brews, all need to be legalized. Now, once you legalize it, now we have the proper care and equipment to care for all of our consumptions the right way. And that is very, very important. All right? And this also eliminates anybody out there in the streets creating any drugs unseen that can kill us. Because let's be honest here, nothing goes under our radar. Everyone's involved in our consumption. So it's within our government blending in, creating these harmful opioids, because the people just don't think, hey, let's create something different. Everybody only bases it off of what's presented to them thus far, or they just do all of this, dude, for a fucking house. Like, let's get right to it. They do all of these endeavors, work for any company, for a house over their head, food, clothes, a vehicle, a partner. That comes with great relationships. That comes with providing opportunity. Because even once you attain all those good things, you want to keep attaining it, right? So that's why you have to bless others, but also educate on why it's important that you respect one another and follow the rules that we all have to follow together. So we can all come back home respected, our privacy is respected, our consumption is respected. Dude, there's technology that even somebody that thinks they know what they're doing, dude, somebody's out there that doesn't even need the attention, knows it's fucking bullshit, and then they have the obvious advantage and actually have way more better relationships. Just getting right to a job well done. Instead of all that chit chatter and stuff. We are at it every single day. And I am rightfully 100% partnership with every establishment in the world, with all of our families together. Mr. Roman from the Bible. God was not playing. It's not no secret to the whole world. Follow the rules that we all have to follow together. Make sure everybody is under healthy living standards. Your partners have a right to voice themselves, especially when nobody's playing with your life. Especially when there's no risk in initiating 100% real life results and great equity. No risk to no business, no risk to no health. In fact, healthier, godly health, better surroundings, a more fruitful life, guaranteed, eliminating disease completely. Everyone must turn in all of their old vehicles and go pick up a brand new car. We do not want you to be a health risk to everybody else. Everybody in old homes, go to the bank, take out a home line of equity, and you rebuild that house brand new. It's very, very important, and it's a humongous factor of all government officials with the detainees building as one, providing equal opportunity, correction. It creates understanding and builds trust. It creates healthy habits over time. They don't have any room to stray away or go anywhere else. They're taken care of here. Their daily lives need their undivided attention here. And here they know they'll be great no matter what. Documentation is important. So nothing can happen to their families, their individuals. Something happens, they get sick, they get admitted to the hospital. Now they have the proper proper documentation so they can get the health care they need. And if something happens, we know exactly what happened here and there. We know who they were talking to. We know their whereabouts, their motives. But understand that training will never be needed. But we always prepare for healthcare risks so we can immediately never see any healthcare risk to the whole world. And then doctors doing a great job. So after treating the sick, they become healthy. So what do we do with our free time when everybody's healthy and in good standing now? We educate constantly, new life in our peers, constantly. We take care of animals because it is a humongous world. We establish our great relationships internationally. It's very important. And also teach new life internationally. Languages to learn equally. There's tons of work to be done in the right direction so we won't waste each other's time. Because you're going to grow old and weary. You're going to be unable. And you don't want to be consumed by the new life that keeps on producing very, very rapidly. And then you weren't constant with them. So then they think, hey, they can, take ownership or override all of the established businesses, and all they have to do is pay it out. It's easy to make money now. You know that. You know that. Games are not being played. God won't allow it. And I have not led you to the wrong direction ever. I have not played with you and your health or your business. God does not do that. And I am the reason why everybody in the whole world is alive and breathing today. I'm Mr. Roman from the Bible. I predicted the pandemic in 2016 when God told me very, very directly. And it actually happened in 2020. And it killed tons because people get careless and they misdistribute their attention elsewhere. And it's not their fault a lot of times. They want to be great. They want to obtain this lifestyle of success. But now you also understand how your privacy and consumption is respected and how you keep on obtaining happier days unlimited. And those people who are tapping our phones to use our body as a conductor, to use us like a telephone, I need you out of everybody's head. That's not life. And you are not a source of life. Stop lying to the people. Stop lying to our women and harassing them and us in secret. You need to stop that. Because God tells me that you could leave and you will leave. Because you are full of shit. And people need their undivided attention to focus on work. Now the people and you won't need anything from anybody. You don't need anybody in your ear saying they're going to buy you out. No. Now you focus on keeping everybody healthy, building, increasing those wages. Because you have a house. You need to be fed. You have children and family to provide for. And you also, dude, this is the law, by law. A lot of you were not following the laws. When you present yourself to the public and to the world with a license and mandatory healthcare guidelines, by law, you need to follow the increasing wages. That is mandatory. We cannot have people sick handling our food. I can't believe you guys were just in denial, only caring about yourself. Caring about yourself the right way now. And then doctors and physicians, after you, heal the sick, dude, set your own business card, we have, if you're a respiratory therapist, treating patient, you can have your business card and provide your services, with your personal business and do exercises, breathing exercises, aerobic exercises for an hour, and you can have extra funding to keep healthy and your business partners healthy as well too. And it creates great friendships, great relationships, great networking skills, and you can branch out around the whole world and enjoy your life and travel. All doctors, you have a great life to live. So don't be listening to anybody trying to buy you out or trying to convince you or belittle you. We don't need that. They just want to be lazy in their house and rotting away. We do not need that. They already have too much time in their hands to be messing around with people, and then they get in their head thinking that they're better than the public. And dude, like, you're so important. Everybody in the whole world is important. The people are the greatest asset of everything. You just have to come to common understanding and understand, hey, this what ensures a great life and a peaceful life. It remains constant with reminders every day, constant good word on the everyday, constantly teaching, because new life breeds very, very rapidly. Enough is enough. We already saw our air quality become an all-time unhealthy, and it was hitting multiple parts of the whole world, dude. Not even a country or a state. It was polluted. Do you want your surroundings rotten when it doesn't have to be? Get to work. Nobody should be in war. Nobody should be doing this when there's people that need homes. And a lot of times they join all of our service members for a home, food, clothes. Now we're getting right to it. Have the confidence. Because entertaining war or doing war and all of those conflicts, all it's going to take is death, dude. I swear to God, dude, it's a humongous world. And you're probably going to be taken out by your own. Because life is too good. It was part of the good word. It was a demand in labor work. When you hear about a nuclear forces, when you hear about, it's a demand in labor work. And along with that is the good word to also inform our neighbor countries so they can know, hey, it's pointless. Same thing with the weapons. When somebody made it, we don't want anybody to take away our lives over their power-driven trip or whatever. So we distributed weapons for all, just so they understand, hey, it's pointless. It's all a part of the good word, because God demands the firmness on not to be messing around with anybody, because everybody matters. But when it's the obvious short-lived scenario, you have to let it be known. You will be respected way more than somebody entertaining their own fears and not walking with God. Because you're saving everybody's life and your life too. So we build, we make sure everybody's healthy, we keep cleaning, clean oceans, clean surroundings. Same healthy patterns to the next planet and the next planet and the next planet. You're going to love your life, service members. You're going to love your life. Everybody in the world. You really are. This is why you follow the rules. All the healthy habits. Build great friendships. Have each other's back. There's mutual understanding, and it's very powerful in teamwork, getting the job done together. Encountering these obstacles and being there for one another to get that job done. We already see so many great progress with our detainees that had poor examples out there, and all they wanted to do was be great, so they're all innocent. We provide them that better opportunity in corrections, and they are great individuals. Every single person is a good person. There's a good person in everyone. That's why there's going to be a lot of times where you're going to have to leave. We don't know if they were jealous of them. We don't know if they wanted to make a fool out of them. They already get very convincing on creating conflict in a very peaceful environment. And then somebody that says they have your back, they inflict trauma to your life and loved ones, and then all they say is, oh, it's you. And then they lash on that innocent individual, and the whole problem was the person that kept on, was always in your ear. There's a life to live, and God promised will stand. Nobody needs to be getting electrocuted or shocked in the head with death threats when there's a life to live. Don't ever be intimidated. You're with God. God has your back. Give it all to God if you're going through that. And you stay in the present, and you be there for one another. God every turn. Understand how when I'm talking and then my vocals change a little bit, it's because you're trying to tap with my body and bloodstream, making it look like, I'm sounding this and that like I'm a robot, but I'm not. That's what they do with many other people, and I don't know if they're aware about it, but they understand it's fucking annoying and it's a health risk. So they use our bodies as a conductor, like a phone, so they can literally force dreams. They forced deja vu, force meant to be's. They kind of like play God, but in a very diluted way, just to scare you and keep you silent, because they shouldn't even be in your head in the first place. And the only reason why you keep on alive and breathing is when you totally ignore them and you focus on your day. Because listening to them in low frequencies, you're going to lose your breath. You're going to feel sick when you're perfectly healthy. They try to get you with compliments. They buy themselves time. It's fucking stupid, man. And then they're over here like, with God, you'll notice how people will like hide behind somebody respected, and that's how they try to save their own ass. By everybody doing a good job, they try to just pin you and frame you and set you up for no reason. Just stay focused, ignore it. There's a team, around the world, and spread the word on how short-lived it is. It's nothing to worry about because we walk with God and we stay building and caring. Don't toxify your mind with conflict or killings or nothing, all right? Stay having a great life. Whoever it is, send them to prison. We don't want to risk anybody else's life out there. And the reason why they try so hard to silence us is because they're responsible for starting wars that were never meant to be started in the first place. So please, just build, care for your animals, their plants, always clean, let them produce, let them roam free. If feeding stations in public areas and parks, landscaping, cleaning, cooking, architecting. Dude, life is going to be very, very fun for everyone. So just stay focused, all right? It's so obvious that that head thing is short-lived for everyone, man. It's such a disrespect of life and their own life and God. What a waste. All you need is God. God is the only one that blesses our minds with everything. But not that. Not that head shit. Because God doesn't distract you. God doesn't hurt you. God is not possessive. God gives life. God speaks to you within faster than a second before anybody can speak, and tells you everything. Past, present, future, all the way to the next planets and next planets and next planets. The healthiest way. And then they were trying to, like, you know, those idiots were trying to, like, buy out people over, like, oh, here's $1 trillion. And all they know is how to connect it. Not even that, dude. I mean, that's easy too. That's easy to do. You just have to be around the environment where they're talking bigger deals. It's the same thing with the smaller deals. But it gets to the point where, hey, that labor work needs to be done. And that's not even half of it. They gotta understand and have that motivation to keep on going after they obtain a great life. Because everybody's life is gonna be great. So understand, this constant information is very, very important. And why don't I say every time, where I have every right to, why don't I say these informational videos that I'm doing are very important? Why do I say why do I completely become selfish? I have become selfless because God, I give everything to God, and that was the strip that God was talking about, and everybody will experience it, and it's very, very peaceful because you gotta breathe. And if you have everybody that lacks direction, and then they think they need to become dependent on you, dude, you get nutrients depleted. You're only one person. You keep on talking the right direction. You always have to, you know, remind, and you're only one individual and one team, and there's a humongous world. It takes your life, takes your energy, and you leaned on your own paranoia. We went through all of this. Meaning we're from the Bible. Meaning all of our families around the world. Spreading the good word, equal efforts, kind acts of kindness. Following the rules, leading by example, being a good person. Educating how the good word comes in many, many forms. I shouldn't have to be repeating myself, but I'm always going to remain constant on educating until that bullshit is completely eliminated. Especially because I'm the reason why everybody in the whole world is alive and breathing today. No games are being played. Because they're over here brainwashing people that they think that they're a source of living when they're not. And they're making them like, dude, it's very toxic. So all that shit, get the fuck out of people's heads, every one of you. You need to be building and accumulating those healthy habits. And I don't even want to know who it is. Send them to prison. At least with God and you knowing yourself and whoever you are, you know you're a fucking piece of shit to all of life. To all of existence, even yourself and your own loved ones. You're guilty of killing your own. You're guilty of killing your families, your friends, your team. All because you ran in denial. You lost your life always focusing on people without the right direction. Turn yourself in, because everybody in the whole world is pissed. We just keep our peace because we're not going to be stupid and being controlled by you idiots. There's a great life, dude. I inform you so you won't go down when you don't have to. There's really people thinking they're sick when they're healthy. God bless. So I need all government agencies in our water plants learning and accumulating the same knowledge with the detainees, understanding, hey, it can't be tampered with, has to make it better, so we can all keep on drinking clean water. You cannot become careless. Always staying involved.